Money Moves term of the day. This is something we're going to do each and every day at the end of the program, making sure that we're, in addition to talking about all of our bets and picks and games that are upcoming, being an educational tool for betting practices as well. And for as many people that listen to the program and watch VSiN each and every day that are hardcore bettors and know this stuff inside and out, there's also a lot of new people who are tuning into us for the first time every day. And we want to make sure that you are understanding all of the jargon that we have in this side of things. And so today, Mike Somich, our Money Moves term of the day is CLV, closing line value.
Yeah, closing line value is something that you get when you have a better number than what the final number of a game is. And people will say, you're going to hear a lot of people talk about closing line value and complain when they lose, when they have CLV. And people will joke about a CLV trophy because you have so much closing line value. All you get's a trophy for it. You don't actually get to cash your ticket if you don't win the bet. But why is closing line value important? Well, look, over the long run, if you have 100 games and you have the better number than what they kick off at in all 100 of those games, you're winning better. It's that simple. There's going to be some ups, some downs, but that extra point, extra 2 points, extra 3 points, whatever it is, that makes a percentage different in the market. And in sports betting, the goal is to win 55% of the time. If you have 1, 2, 3 points, your edge is going to be closer to that 60% number if you're consistently getting that closing line value. So you have to try and look for this, and you have to try and manufacture it in some cases. I will bet specific games early. I love betting early because you can get the best of the number a lot of times if you believe you know where the market's going to go. And I was talking about this on Sunday with Jonathan Von Topel, specifically this Michigan-Texas game. So the Michigan-Texas look-ahead number was Texas minus 3.5. Michigan's offense looked atrocious. Everyone I've talked to has downgraded Michigan's offense, and depending who you talk to, it's anywhere from 2.5 to 4 points. Well, when the game opened, it was Texas minus 6. The money's coming in on Texas. As soon as you saw that, you knew that that's where it was going to roll in. I bet Texas minus 6 without handicapping the game, just saying I'm going to move Michigan more than just that 2.5 points. And I believe at some point it'll go over 7. And if after diving into the game more, I don't agree with the Texas minus 6. It sets me up with an opportunity to get a middle, to have a plus 7.5 with Michigan, a minus 6 with Texas. But I knew when I bet that Texas minus 6, I'm going to have closing line value. And betting early is a big way to do that. You want to make sure with the NFL and with college football, if you want to do this as more than just a recreational process, you've got to be looking at these numbers earlier in the weeks. NFL comes out the Sunday before all the games. During Sunday Night Football, you can watch The Handle this week. Matt Brown and I will be talking about the next week's lines, because it's one of the best times to be able to bet them, especially if you're playing teasers as well. It's some of the best opportunities you have. And then for college football, it's Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's when Circa will release all of their lines. You can start getting involved on that side. But if you want to find things like closing line value, which will make you a profitable bettor more often than it does it long term, you got to be trying to get after some of these numbers earlier in the week.
And that's about as good of a sell as you can give to Mike to make sure that you're tuning into VSiN on Saturdays and Sundays. Watch The Handle, because that is something that you do every single weekend. You guys dive into those numbers, and it's excellent. And that's what we're talking about when you hear that phrase, best of the number, right? Like we talked about the Eagles and Packers game on Friday night in Brazil earlier, and Mike talked about the number he got, 1 or 1.5, right? Well, that line is now 3. So he got the better of the number considering where that line is shifting to. Now, hopefully we cash it, right? So that you can say that you got that closing line value and it made you money. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, right now it's just a trophy until I get to cash the ticket. It's nothing but a number, right? And so hopefully it ends up being the better number. But what it also allows you to do is build a portfolio around that number. Look, a lot of professional bettors, they're betting a side because they want to come back and bet the other side, and they think the current number on the side they're betting is going to improve. And that, like I said, the Texas side, for me, that's an example of it where I never thought that game was kicking off less than a touchdown. If I can get it minus 6 for Texas, I'm always going to bet that, even if I don't love the Texas side. Because worst case scenario, I come back with Michigan over a touchdown, and I either lose the juice or win 2 bets with minimal risk. And so it allows you to create opportunities for yourself. And as we roll into the NFL season, props become a big thing around closing line value. You're going to see NFL player props, the juice and the numbers move quite a bit from when they are originally released. Some books it's Wednesday, some books it's Thursday, to when we actually see kickoff on Sunday, and specifically for the highlighted games, the marquee standalone games Sunday and Monday night. You're going to see big moves. Almost all of those moves will be toward the over. So if you're looking to bet player props and you like player props over, it's important to bet them early. Because when the public gets involved in those markets on Saturday, on Sunday, on Monday, look, it's not fun to bet the under. When you look at all these same game parlays, everyone's over with over with over with over. It's all creating liabilities for these books. And because of that, you see the totals go up for all of these players on their props. So if you like the over, bet it on Wednesday, bet it on Thursday. If you like the under, just wait until kickoff. You'll get a good number on the under most of the time.
Yeah, and be ready for those props. Like you were saying, when it comes to just spread and total markets on Saturday and Sunday, you know largely what time that those things are going to be dropping. It's the same thing for props in the middle of the week. They all come out relatively the same time. Keep refreshing those markets and seeing when and where you can find them, because that is true. Like, what's the joke that we say all the time? Life's too short to bet the under, right? Because that's how the public wants to play it. They love overs. They love rooting for points. They love rooting for scores, rooting for yards. And so when you can take advantage on the other side, or get into an over earlier on a better number, getting the best of the number, it's a better situation for you overall.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at zero cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.